However, I realized that I won't be able to do anything in the place I was at. So sold all my furniture, paid my remaining dues for the rented accommodation and decided to start from scratch in a different place. I moved to a city 2 hours away and tried to get a job, for some time but to no avail. For 4 months, this went by, after which I ran into an old acquaintance, James, from college. He was the quiet kid during that time and didn't really talk to anyone, but seeing him after so many years was odd, as he spotted me out from the crowd and called my name. We greeted each other and talked about our lives for a bit. I told him I was in the city looking for a job. He told me he had just quit and was planning on setting up a management consulting firm of his own. He then invited me to a drink later on, where after a lot of talking about our professional lives, he offered me an opportunity to work with him, as he needed a couple of people who knew their stuff. At this point I thought I needed to work a lot off to get my mind off these thoughts. So I agreed, but I told him I want to meet him and his team and talk to them before we moved forward. 2 days later, he introduced me to another guy, Derek, and told me that currently it will be just the 3 of us going forward. I shook hands with Derek and told them that before they proceeded further, I had something to say. I then proceeded to spill the beans on everything that had happened to me during that time and how I was disowned and divorced because of it, with the tears coming through in between. James and Derek told me that they felt sorry for me, but also told me that if there was no criminal record on my person, then there would be no issue. I stated that police never came to my house, and they were relieved. James did mention that to be on the safer side, he's going to ask someone to run a full background check, and I understood his position and agreed. During this time I was living in a run-down place that I rented to minimize my expenses. I waited patiently for 2 weeks but was still looking for jobs in other places in case things didn't work out. 2 weeks later, James called me and we met up later that day. He stated my record